What's up, everyone? It's Roger and Abe here from DisKingdom.com with Infinity and Beyond, episode 98, your podcast for Disney, Star Wars, and Marvel video games. So, on this week's show, we're going to be discussing Alice in Wonderland and coming to Disney Infinity. We've also got some Finding Dory information on Disney Infinity 3.0. We're also going to be talking about Lego Star Wars Force Awakens Season Pass, Disney Crossy Road, Ducktales, and a lot more, all in this episode. So, Abe, how you doing? How's you doing a long weekend there, Memorial Weekend, I think it's the spring weekend for us, or maybe holiday, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a busy weekend already. So, Memorial Weekend, the line of work that I do gets busy. So yeah, it's been crazy.
Yeah, it's been good. This week, it's had quite a bit of pieces going on with Alice Through the Looking Glass coming to Disney Infinity. Did you get around to picking up those figures for Disney Infinity?
Absolutely. Got them all. Love them. It makes it even more sad because they were really cool.
Yeah. What was your first sort of impressions of it?
Well, first impression was like, wow, this is my third Johnny Depp figure. But then after that, no, they were cool. They're great looking figures, and something fell. No, they're great looking figures, and yeah, for some reason I feel like something fell here.
Earthquake.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it's just their design. I mean, they're very cohesive. You know, you have the little saucer on the bottom, like for the teacup, and the design is great. I love the color. The Mad Hatter has a lot of color on him. Alice turned out great. She looks very subtle. You can see a little bit of both animated and live action within her look. In Time is an interesting character, so definitely glad to see we have something unique like him. But no, they're all great characters. They all play unique. I mean, some of them are a little comparable to other characters, like Alice being Ant-Man. But other than that, no, they're cool. They're great figures.
Yeah, I must admit, Alice did pretty much feel like what Ant-Man maybe should have been, because I mean the grow and small kind of mode of her felt like that was perfect for Ant-Man. That they didn't do. I mean, I know they might have wanted a bit different, but that just felt so. And when she gets big, and she's so big and slow, and I mean, I'm gonna be honest, didn't really feel like when she was small, she wasn't really much use for a finishing move because it wasn't really doing a lot. But,
no, yeah, I agree with you there. A lot of similarities. Some of them are. I don't know. I still enjoy them though.
I was going to say, because like with her, like Croquette, I mean, I love the fact they brought the Croquette back for 1.0 and made it useful. And that seemed really powerful. You know, she's just was a very strong character. I'm going to be honest, I thought the Mad Hatter was a bit weird. I don't know. I played him a few times with different people. When I first tried him against with some of the little card people, he was awful. It was like he felt like the most underpowered character possible. He didn't seem to be doing a lot of damage. But yeah, I wasn't so sure on the Mad Hatter.
I kind of like the way he moves. I mean, I like his little breakdancing style, spinning on his head, and then the tea kettle coming out, and then hitting people with the pie. I mean, it was cool. I enjoy him.
Definitely a weird finishing move.
Yeah, it is kind of odd, but still, it's Mad Hatter. He's supposed to be odd. So
yeah, and time was good as well. He again felt very unique. That was a good thing with him. He at least felt unique with him doing it.
Yeah, he definitely felt unique. Didn't feel as special though, because we had already seen what he was like in his boss, but on the boss generator. But no, yeah, he's so cool figure. I love how he plays. Love how he dodges. A lot of the time gears come out and stuff like that. So,
and I also like the fact that with him as well, I love the fact that they give the unlocks of those sky domes and stuff. That was kind of a cool touch that they kind of brought back in to kind of make it feel like they've done it sort of justice with bringing. It's that kind of thing of like, was that a decision made last minute because the power disc got canned? Was it that they got? I don't know. It feels like there was some changes got made last minute because there's no web codes in the packets, which kind of shows to me like when did these go into production to be printed out, because it must have been a while ago.
Well, I mean, possibly. You have to keep in mind the figures being produced are completely different from cards being printed.
Yeah,
I'm sure they could probably just print cards towards the end of the cycle of a figure being made. But I'm pretty sure there was no need to print any more cards since they weren't going to be doing PC or iOS stuff. So
yeah, it's definitely an interesting thing. I thought just that they weren't in there, which makes you have to think that decision to drop the iOS version must have been made probably a little bit more before when we found out in March, because I don't know when the production on this would have been done, because you would have thought by the time they shipped over from China and stuff, it had to have been made quite recently.
Possibly, yeah. We'll never know.
No, we'll never know. It was, I must admit, it was really, really bittersweet, wasn't it? Just like opening them up, and I was a bit like, this is like, we've only got like 2 more to go, and it was like, I don't really like this. It was a little bit kind of like, I'm not too sure on this. I am really, really glad that we are ending Disney Infinity with a playset. The last thing we get to unbox is a new playset, and we get to experience that rather than just being a toy box. Had it been the other way around, like Finding Dory now and then Alice figures last, I'm kind of really glad that Dory is the last one.
Yeah, to get a little bit more like gameplay, like additional content that we haven't had. It's a good way to end. So I completely agree with you.
It was definitely an odd one. I think like opening it up and just thinking, yeah, this is it. This is the end. How was finding them over there for you guys? There's been lots of reports of issues trying to get hold of these ones.
Honestly, when they were being released, retailers, I decided to go look for them, and I never saw them. But the day of release, I was able to find absolutely every single one. Like I honestly, the first store I went to was a Best Buy, and I walked in, and there was I think 3 of each of them on the shelf. There was 3 of them, but obviously it was per peg, so the pegs were all full. So I'm assuming they were just, if they have more, they probably had them in the back. But yep, I was able to grab my 3 figures, and I was set.
Good, because I mean the trouble is, I know the pre-orders opened up late in the US, but here in Europe, it got a little bit messy. Basically, I think only one retailer had them up for pre-order before release. They eventually started rolling up onto the websites over the weekends. I ordered mine off of eBay after a tip-off from James at Infinity Museum. He kind of tipped me off and said, "Oh, these are guys I've brought them from," because we hadn't even seen them up on a single store by the time they came up on this eBay site. So I did get them a few days early that way. Notice now, Finding Dory is now up on, for example, like on Game in the UK to get. I've also been hearing reports of in other countries. I think Sweden, they're not getting anything. I think somewhere in Denmark, they've been struggling. There's been lots of issues over here with stores. Also, I think Vinland's text me or sent me a message saying that Game are only getting a few of each figurine, and stocks are limited. So we've been getting kind of little messages and weird stuff coming through that I don't know how much of these got sent over. A lot of stores only got a few, only got Alice. It's been a bit messy over here, so it's been a bit of a messy release. But at least Finding Dory, we know it's coming because Game have got it.
Yeah, nah. I mean, I'm sure it depends on anywhere anywhere that you are in the world. It'll be different. I know some people out here in the States, their Walmarts are completely blank. Nothing Infinity. Yeah. Some stores don't have stocks. It just depends where you are. That's all it is.
Yeah. It's just to be aware. I think as well with this one, it's worth noting that these probably could be around for a while, but it depends on what they do with this set. Like you say, Walmart and some of the stores are already starting to clear the shelves. Yeah, this is an issue. So Finding Dory, I'm sure we'll start sort of creeping onto websites for pre-orders and stuff pretty soon out there in the US as well.
Yeah, I agree.
I was going to say, I think as far as like the Alice figures goes, I think it's again this is the thing that I think we've been saying for a while. When you've got toy box only, you always have this issue of there being not a lot to do content-wise, isn't there? And I think that was always a thing with this one.
No, yeah, absolutely. I played them a little bit, and that was it. They went straight on the shelf there. Right?
Yeah, I think that always just feels like the big thing. Really, is they're always kind of popping back on the shelf, and that's kind of always the most sort of annoying thing. Really, I'm kind of it's that kind of issue I think with sort of toy box only. Is it just sucks when there's not a lot of content. And I'll be honest, did you kind of have to want to play them as much, knowing that the game's over?
A little bit. I mean, like I wanted to see how they were and what the big deal was, and I keep hearing from the community, some of them that they do enjoy them. Kept getting the whole Alice's Ant-Man thing, so I wanted to check them out. But as far as like the need to really want to play them, not much. I mean, it's not like when you get a new playset. Like I know when Marvel Battlegrounds came out, even though it was a whole 15 minutes, I still had this want to play it. It was something that I was looking forward to. These were cool. I was looking forward to pop them down and see what they did, but that's about it. I have no desire to keep going.
Yeah, I was kind of in that same zone as well. I've really not I sort of put them in, had to play around with the characters, and went and sort of Speedway and play around with them a bit. I had planned on kind of jumping into the Alice in Wonderland toy box that got made a few weeks ago. That got put out like one of the last few toy boxes.
Mm-hmm.
But I did get distracted with another release this week. But yeah, must admit, I was a little bit kind of feeling, I'll play with these in a bit. I'm was in a bit of I think, especially with Infinity, being in a slightly odd mood. I'm really looking forward to Finding Dory because I think that's the new content. It's a brand new game. I know that's what's going to be, and that's why I feel that's a great way of finishing the game, because you're kind of getting brand new content rather than kind of going at a limp. If this had been the last release.
No, yeah, absolutely. No, it's funny. I'm already in like Infinity's over mode. Like I have my shelves in the living room with just the right figures. I have 2 spots for Nemo and Dory, and then these guys are all it. I mean, that's it. That's all we're gonna get.
Yeah,
no more Infinity figures. So
no, it is a bit odd. It does feel like, who yikes. Okay. I know, because I was like looking at it's like the box and stuff. Mark's going, "Are you getting rid of them all?" No, I'm not getting rid of them all already. I'm going to have to keep them a little bit longer than that. So you get rid of the ugly monkey. Get rid of the ugly.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely keeping at least one of each figure. I mean, I've had multiples and stuff, and so I'm getting rid of those. But like, yeah, I'll keep these for a while. I mean, they're great decorative pieces. I mean, if anything, they're no longer. I mean, well, they still are. They still work in game. What we have, but if anything, they'll just become little collectible statues that you can display. So
for me as well, it's primarily like the play sets and stuff are going to be something that I'm going to continue to kind of jumping in and out of for, I think, for a while. Just still want to kind of play through those play sets a little bit more, because sometimes I feel like I didn't really get the full. You kind of play through them a few times and you do bits and pieces, but they're always. And this thing that even when the toy box is dead, the play sets are still going to be able to carry on and stuff. But I must admit, I've been feeling a little bit like on one hand, I was like, well, should I continue to play through some of the toy box and some of the new toy boxes that have been made recently? And other times I've just been a bit like, you know what, I'm going to have a break. Because I feel like I was sort of sitting there playing this game. I don't really want to play this very much at the minute, and I don't know if that was just because it's been over and there's been so much other stuff out, and just feeling, And I can see why people are not buying these Alice figures, because they feel a bit like, nah, I'm out.
Yeah, it's I guess the best word I can use is it's an icky feeling. I don't know, like I've been telling myself I wanted to replay like some of the other play sets, like Rise Against or even a Twilight. And then after finding out it's canceled, it's like part of me, it's like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to. Maybe it'll be some back to a year or so, but like right now, I kind of have like a little bitter taste in my mouth. So.
It's odd, isn't it? Because I think if it was like another video game, if you think back to, if we go back to, let me think here. I'll just get an example. Right. When this came out, when this one came out, it's just a Mega Drive game, mister.
I can't see what it is. What?
World of Illusion. Sorry, I've put the camera settings as low as possible to keep the quality of the audio going. So we have got a proper game, right? So this is a cartridge that you used to put back in the 90s. Right. Yeah. You put that in. It came out on the day release. You played it. That was it. this was, you had the game, it was finished, it came out, and you didn't have to worry about it anymore. There was no DLC, there was no season pass, no online connectivity,
no updates,
the game came out, you played it. If you finished it, you either traded it in, you played for it again, or you put it on your shelf, or you sold it and traded it in. That was how games were. So there was never this kind of feeling of, the game's over. Oh no, the game was over when you picked it up. It was your experience was from there. I think this thing, like with the internet kind of version of it, is it feels different. And I think with Infinity, is if it had just been Infinity with none of the figures and all the rest of it, you'd been like, okay, the game's over and that's the rest of it. I think it's this kind of weird thing with Infinity where this constant game was expanding. And you got used to that expansion, and once it was over, you kind of like, well, woo. But if you actually look back and think, I tend to think of as each playset is a version of this. Each playset is a separate game, and that's how I like to look at each playset. So they're on their own. They're what toy box only characters are going to be my kind of, I feel, my issue, because while you can do like Toy Box Speedway and all the rest of it, they're going to be so limited because of what I'm more likely to want to just hold on to. If I went to right now, if I had to do a cut, playset characters are the ones that are going to stay, not Toy Box only stuff.
Yeah, that's true. It's a hard one, especially since 4.0 was going to alleviate all those issues. But it is what it is. I mean, Disney Infinity is now a thing of the past, and what can you do? The only thing that's going to be still around is like you said, the playsets, the games, and the toy box. Even though you can't really do anything online with it anymore, or upload. But there are going to be a few things that bother me that stay behind, like for example, the Hall of Heroes not being completed, and also they covered up my light effects Kylo Ren lightsaber.
Yeah,
they covered it up. It makes no sense. It was the way it was the first time. So, but there will be no bug fixes or anything.
No, that's kind of it now. There was a last minute patch to the game this week, which unreleased the 2 character videos for Dory and Nemo, which has kind of given us our very first kind of look at the playset, which is a side-scrolling game. And you're kind of going along with and at one point, like a big hand drops down, and it looks a bit interesting. It looks it kind of is what's really funny though is I was playing the Game Boy Advance version of the Finding Nemo game a few weeks ago for an upcoming Let's Play, and I saw this like clip of it and go, it just looks like that. It just looks better version. It's a 2D stroller where you had to go along, avoiding fish, hitting bubbles, and moving stuff. And it's like that's what this game looks like. I've got the PS2 version to play for around the time when the movie comes out, and it's just like, I'm wondering how close this is going to be.
Yeah, I mean, not to be the negative Nancy here, but I'm not crazy about it. Even though it is the last play set, yay! But I feel like it was a cop out to make swimming in the game. Side scrolling. Oh, that's an easy way to get out of it, but. I don't know. I'm not crazy about it, but I definitely like that Dory figure, so I'm gonna have to get it anyway.
I think it's kind of gonna be those interesting things with with the play set of we don't know how it's gonna work. We don't really know how it looks. It just feels really weird to be thinking we have a play set in 3 weeks, and I don't think we are going to find out any information until that play set is in our hands. I feel we are getting nothing. I think the team. They've gone silent. There's going to be no videos, no content, nothing. It literally is just going to be thrown out there for us to kind of enjoy. Do you know what I mean on this one?
Yeah, well, to be honest with you, it's not like the team has gone silent. It's the team has been shut. They have been completely told to you're done. You don't work here anymore. Get your resume ready, and if you want to transfer somewhere in the same company, it's great. If not, sayonara. No Disney Infinity. So we're not going to hear anything from them at all. I mean, they're all doing great because of the whole campaign that everybody has done. But
it hit over 10,000 this week, didn't it?
Yeah, it's over 10,000 signatures. People are still sending letters to Iger. Somebody's thinking about starting to send tons of postcards I'm like, I don't know if those are going to do much, but hey, power to you.
Yeah.
No, it's still the team's great. I mean, some people have already moved on. Some of the animators for the game are already like overseas working on some new stuff. So it's cool. Good for them. Infinity.
Yeah.
It's a good chapter in our gaming, but time to move on.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting with I think with the whole Disney Infinity thing, because it's kind of like I say, we know we got Finding Dory, so I can't see we're going to get any more patches. That feels like it feels like we've had the kind of final update for that one. So it's kind of, I know there's been some people have been like sharing toy boxes, and someone sent me a message this week about a Marvel toy box, and I think you've got to be console friends and friends on the Facebook, through the Disney ID as well. I think that's how it works. I've not really done that too much, but it's kind of that it's like thing of like it's possible, but until when those servers go down, it's just gonna literally just be like it feels like really, guys, you should those servers, and they need to announce, because I think that's
I think JV or somebody on the Infinity Twitter account unofficially said that the servers will be up till the end of the year. So
yeah.
So, but yeah, we don't know. Whatever. The point is, if you really want somebody's toy boxes, download them as soon as possible.
Yeah, I really need to get on that, because I've been saying to people, but I haven't actually got myself around to doing it.
I already downloaded a bunch, but I still need to do some more. So,
yeah, no, it's definitely an interesting one. I'm just gonna have a quick look here in the chat, see what's going on. We got George in there, we got Chloe, we got Brendan.
Chloe,
so, hi there. Chloe asked you, which one of the Alice figures did we like the most? So I'm gonna go with Alice for out of those three. You?
I'm actually gonna go with Mad Hatter. Yeah. I mean, he may seem like he doesn't really do much damage, but I honestly think it's his fight style. You have to be able to, he's more like a crowd control rather than when she's golfing over there. She does some pretty good damage. But no, I still like Mad Hatter. I love, if you look at his figure, one of his eyes, like his pupils are bigger than the other, so it's kind of cool. Yeah. But that's it. I love Mad Hatter.
Alice was the one for me. I think, very powerful. I love the Ant-Man kind of moves. But yeah, it's kind of been interesting on there. I think with like Alice and stuff, I think because recently I kind of picked up the Wii game, and I was kind of messing about, or started the Alice in Wonderland kind of zone of the original Kingdom Hearts last night as well. So it's kind of like I feel like there's some I've been kind of jumping into some older content which I've not played before, and you're kind of sitting there going, looking at these figures going, this is what I wanted, this is what I needed, some new Alice in Wonderland content in this game rather than just figures toy box.
Yeah, pretty much.
I must admit, I thought the Sky Dome looked pretty neat. The one with the windmill.
Oh yeah, that looks awesome. Yeah, it was a great addition, definitely. And like you said, I'm glad it was released with the figure as opposed to Power Disc. So
I think as far as Infinity news, I think that's pretty much kind of the core bit of that done today. So we're going to shift over to another bit of Alice in Looking Glass one. Characters came to Disney Crossy Road, had a new level brought in. There was also some other characters brought into I think there was like 35 other characters brought in to the different levels and stuff. Some really odd ones. I think like Abstract Bing Bong, which basically just looks like a pink poo. And I have been trying since last week, trying to unlock the Alice in Wonderland figures through using the free gifts, basically twice a day, trying to get those free gifts. I have unlocked every other character. I've been unlocking it's like, no, I want Alice character. It's like, you're doing this to make me buy it. I know it. It's like I have not managed. I've been trying to play it and doing it for the last 6 days now. Still can't get in there. I've unlocked so many different characters. Like, I don't want this. Like, I only need one of each. Did you get ready to playing it?
Crossy Road is fun. Like, in fact, I'm playing it now. But I'm not really crazy about this game because I feel like it's the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
So I've never really been a big fan of it, but it's cool. I do love how new characters look, but they're all blocks. So
yeah.
So whatever. It's cool.
Yeah. No. So I must admit, I've been trying to unlock that one there. So there's been other updates to that on there. I think as far as I don't think there was any other mobile updates. I know the Civil War stuff is still carrying on with like Contest of Champions and Future Fight and Puzzle Quest. That's all been kind of coming to an end. I think of some of those ones on the mobile stuff. But yep, Alice Through the Looking Glass is on Disney Crossy Road. This is all part of a strategy I think Disney have been providing of, and this will lead on to another story with that Marvel stuff. A great article went up, and it was all about how basically Marvel are sort of outsourcing to different companies, but also using events like Civil War brought in massive amounts of money for sort of basically for Marvel. I'm just going to read here. There were some of the top performing things. Apparently, with Marvel Future Fight, revenue jumped up 300% for the 2-week period from April 28th to May 11th. Contest of Champions downloads went up 50%, and it was number 7 in the all-time top grossing apps. 200% more downloads for Avengers Academy, and they also saw increases obviously on like Marvel.com and Marvel Unlimited and things like that. But definitely sort of tying in with new games definitely feels like that's been a massive success for just in general for Marvel with their other games, because they've been doing it with all and you actually look at it and you go, this is a great way of kind of keep updating your content, keep making things fresh, bringing you back into the game, and bringing new characters in and holding off for new costumes and stuff like that. I think it's been working well, and I think Alice Through the Looking Glass coming to Crossy Road is a perfect example of what I think we'll start seeing a lot more of. I think at the minute we're in that kind of funny zone. I'm kind of surprised we didn't get an Alice Through the Looking Glass like app. I thought we might have been getting some kind of game of some kind, like we did with Mowgli's Run or something like that. But at least there has been some content, obviously, for Disney Infinity and Crossy Road.
No, yeah, yeah, definitely. I feel like this whole taking advantage of your new movie and putting it into gaming or app wise is definitely the best route. I feel like that's something that kind of Infinity missed out off with Civil War. Like all these other apps are doing so great. It's because they have the Civil War content. Ours was not that great. It wasn't that much of a Civil War update.
Yeah.
But anyways, point being is like you said, movie tie-ins are still great money generators. And even though certain movies don't do good, usually the apps do. Like for example, I think Alice Through the Looking Glass is not doing so well. So
no, I haven't got around to seeing it yet. That movie's on my to-do list. I'm keeping that on for a Meerkat movie. 2 for 1. Went to see X-Men instead, which I was like much more. I keep wanting to see Alice in Wonderland again, because I don't even remember the first movie. That's how much it is. So we're checking that one out over the coming weeks. But yeah, it's been coming through a little bit of an issues, and I think also I don't think Johnny Depp's actions this week are really helping the movie either.
Oh geez, yeah. Then again, I feel like it's a two-sided argument, but whatever. Who cares?
It's not exactly what the movie needed this week. It was already kind of suffering as it is. But yeah, so that's been that. Let's jump here. Let's look. Right, what other news we had this week? Right. Ducktales Remastered was brought to Xbox One on backwards compatibility. So if you've got the Xbox 360 disc in the US, you can pop that one down and it will download. Or if you've already bought it digitally, it will be in your thing. Or you can just download it yourself. In the UK, this was kind of the interesting one because it came available, and I'd only been looking at the PS3 version the day before on eBay to see how much it was going for. And it got announced. So I'm like, oh, great. Cool. Oh, that's good. That fixes that problem. I'll get it on the Xbox One. And so, yeah, it was never out on disc over here. It was only digital. So I downloaded it, and I spent the weekend going through, completed it last night, went through and played all the levels, completed them all, and had a blast playing it. So DuckTales Remastered was definitely kind of my thing of the week, really. That was a surprise. As much as it's a re-release, or it's not even a re-release, it's just something that's been available. I feel I'm playing it on my Xbox One. I feel like it's like, and it's a new game to me. It's like, this is a brand new game. I'm on my brand new console, my newest console with a new game I've not played before. This feels new.
Yeah, definitely.
And that is why they do these remasters. This is one of the things that why they are bringing the remaster stuff in. It's not just for, secondhand sellers selling the discs. Digital purchases I mean, I know I brought both Force Unleashes and DuckTales digitally, so that means bringing them to the Xbox One made me buy them. And Disney and Lucasfilm stuff, etc., got the money for that. Even if they're on sale and stuff, that it does help them even now with these old content of bringing them out.
No, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's almost like the movie industry where they're rebooting old movies. Yeah. It's the same thing. They're remastering old games. I mean, if they modernize the games, it'd be kind of cool. But then again, that's why they do part 2s and 3s and 4s. Yeah. So
I must admit, actually, DuckTales Remastered is a beautiful looking game. I know it's a couple of years old, Susan. We might have been playing it before, but I thought it looked beautiful. Having played the NES, I had the NES version. It is much better. They've added lots of storyline to it. It was a lot of fun, so definitely worth checking out. And if you have already got the disc and you got an Xbox One, it actually kind of, in some ways, I've been finding my Xbox One is just becoming a 360 for me, because I tend to play all the new stuff on the PS4. But yeah, I just like even this week playing Kingdom Hearts Remix, it's like why can't PlayStation do this? Because this would be awesome to be able to do this. It's just like it is such a cool feature with the Xbox One that they're doing this every week.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. I would love it if they'd allow you to play with your old games, but
yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. No, they don't love that one. So that was the remastered move from the DuckTales side of things. Other game news this week. Big news really was Art Academy is out in the US, Disney Art Academy on the Nintendo 2DS and 3DS. Been announced that it's coming to Europe on the 15th of July. It's kind of like an art game. Got 80 different characters. It's like I said, it's out in the US already, but it's going to be coming to Europe in July. I'm going to be honest, I haven't got a 3DS. I've got a 2DS, or I've got a normal DS in the corner that I never really use. Keep buying these devices, but I'm not really, especially now with like iPads and stuff, it's kind of, I don't really tend to play them too much. But yeah, Art Academy. Have you ever played anything like that before?
What, on the 2 or 3DS?
Yeah.
I mean, I have it. I play a little bit from time to time, but as far as those games go, no, I have not.
No.
No. Yeah, I usually just play the big Nintendo titles on it. So
yeah, no, that one has come through. Also this week, in other bits of news, Lego Spiderman. He came to Lego Marvel Avengers this week on Tuesday as part of it was a free upgrade for everyone that had on all the different devices able to play it. Not sure if the Vita got it actually. So you had a character pack, which was Civil War Spider-Man. You also had classic Spider-Man that turned into Peter Parker. You had the Ultimate version with Miles Morales, is where he flipped over. It's Scarlet Spider, Spider-Girl, and Iron Spider, which was my favorite. He was a really cool character. So that was free to play. You check out the video on the YouTube channel of me playing through them. Great, really love that one. Kind of sad. I think that was like the last update for Lego Avengers, because they're all flipping over to Lego Star Wars Force Awakens, which comes out in a month's time, which they announced the season pass for. Did you get to see the stuff about the season pass?
I have not read the details, no, but I definitely have the game coming, so I'm excited.
Yes, it's looking good. So let's just jump into giving you some information on the season pass. It's priced at £7.99. It's I think it's about $10. Xbox One, Xbox 360, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, and Steam. So I'm not sure if the Wii U there's no mention of the Wii U in the press release, which I thought was a bit odd. Are they? I assume it's coming on that. Actually, I'm just going to have to check that. It's looking pretty good. There's going to be 3 different packs. Yes, it is coming. It is coming to PlayStation. Oh, sorry, to the Wii U. I don't know about the season pass. Maybe isn't. So we've got. It's going to be coming out on June 26th. There is going to be 3 level packs: Pose Quest for Survival, First Order Siege of Takadana. I'm wondering if that's going to be a nice new water park.
I hope not.
And then there's also going to be Escape from Star Killer Base. So those are 3 levels, which kind of was a little bit like 3. I love the fact that we had like 6 or 7 for Marvel Avengers. So 3 was a bit like, oh, that's not so good. Any of them kind of what jump at you?
No, kind of reminds me of everything we've already played.
Yeah. And then they've got 5 character passes, which include a season pass exclusive a Jedi character pack. Now they have literally these character packs. They have thrown in I don't know how many characters into them. So the Jedi one counts as You got Alasku. I can't. I try. I'm not even. I'm not even going to pronounce. I know Mace Windu. There's a Jedi interpreter, a full size vehicle, and an interceptor. And there was and Kit Fisto and a whole host of other characters I cannot even butcher to try and get into that one. There is also let's just read here. So, First Order of Siege of the Takodana base. Experience the thrilling assault on Maz's castle in a new way. Storm the shores of Takodana with Kylo Ren in the First Order to capture Rey, and BB-8 to crush resistance forever. We've got here Poe's quest for survival. Whole new adventure following Poe Dameron's journey back to the Resistance base after his daring escape from the First Order, which left him stranded on Jakku. Poe must search for BB-8 and locate his ship on the desert planet in an effort to find his way home. And finally, escape from Starkiller base. After crash landing on the surface of the base, join the battle for the perspective of the two Resistance pilots with the help of the local astromech droid, outmaneuver the First Order to escape the city before the planet before it explodes. And then they've got the prequel trilogy pack, the free Maker Adventures pack, the Star Wars Rebels pack, and the Clone Wars pack. I mean, they're certainly throwing some people in there.
A ton of people. But then again, it almost reminds me of the old Star Wars games where you already have tons of characters available to you. Yeah. But now you need DLC.
It's still pretty good price, I think, compared to like Lego Dimensions. If you imagine the price of this for Lego Dimensions, that the amount of characters would have cost you about £1,000, I think.
And see, here's the thing. I mean, that'll sell big if that were the case. If they had Star Wars Lego stuff. But then, I hope that never happens because I do not want to buy anything.
So that's definitely kind of interesting with lots of information coming in there too. Like the season pass, great to see. I mean, the fact that we're introducing Rebel characters, the prequels, and the trilogy, they're definitely making sure that the characters are in it. Any character that is going to be in that game at some point, which I think is just a smart move.
No, definitely, I agree with you there.
And just kind of on that note, since we're on the Lego Dimensions train there, they are going to be releasing some information. Sort of, they're starting to tease the next announcements coming at E3. I think a lot of them were kind of leaked a while ago. And then there's been a lot of discussion, especially on our Infinity and Beyond group, about kind of, like Lego and Star Wars and Disney stuff coming in. I still feel it's a little bit too soon and they've not really had enough time.
Way too early. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, honestly, Infinity just canceled less than a month ago. Yeah. They're not going to immediately go, all right, cool, now we can have them in Lego Dimensions. They're there now. No, it doesn't work that way.
No, it's a long process. The only one I did think, if they were going to do a quick turnaround, it could be a Star Wars based one with maybe like Rogue One or Episode 8, because they've kind of already got the toys made for other Lego sets. They've already got the Lego Force Awakens mold for the characters in terms of made on the computer. You could just switch them over from Force Awakens. So if there was anyone that I could think could be done quickly, it would be something from Force Awakens. But everything else, I think it's another year away if they're going to do it.
I don't know if you can just flip a switch and go like, oh, since we already did this, we can put them here. It takes time to program them into specific games, especially for them to react to other Lego Dimensions toys and arenas and areas. And already have like a toy, factory where they can just pop out the ones they already have. You still need to have those little RFD chip ones, and that'll also take time, so who knows?
So that was that one there. All right, let's see if we had any other news this week. No, I think that was pretty much all the video game news of the week. Kind of in some ways, we got a nice new level pack. We got some new figures for him. There was a nice mix of stuff. Nothing major. Nothing major coming down. So I think we'll finish off this one with what have you been playing this week?
Me, I've been playing Disney's Magic Kingdoms as always. They actually are constantly doing, and this is what I love about them. It's like, you have the ability to purchase gems and stuff or whatever, but they have now installed like daily or double day dailies missions where you can earn gems. And it's easy. I feel like I don't even have to spend money. I can just earn my way and get the little extra stuff. So it's cool that they've done that. I've been playing Battlefront as always. I love Battlefront. It's something that I've jumped into more and more recently, especially with the updates and stuff. And I did try Overwatch at a GameStop, and I'm gonna wait a little bit on that still. I need to pick up Uncharted 4 because I already finished the collection, so I still need to pick that up. But other than that, just been Battlefronting and oh yeah, and obviously Crossy Roads a few minutes ago.
I must admit, DuckTales kind of became the primary game. That was the one of the week. I said, do you know what's reckless? I must admit, I'm a bit like that thing of, you know, what's great is having a game where you can play for maybe 3-4 hours and you're done. Yeah, you're done. You know, it's, as much as everyone goes on about like longevity and all the rest of it, when you got a backlog of games and when you've got, you know, a job and all the rest of it, it's kind of quite nice to have a game that you can actually finish. Because while I'm going through the Kingdom Hearts one, I looked online just to see how long does each game take to complete, and I'm looking at 30 hours, 30, and I'm going, oh no, it's just like
Kingdom Hearts is going to be a while.
I was just like. And then I saw like the Force Unleashed was like 7, and another one was 4, and it's like DuckTales. And I was sat there last night going, "No, I'm going to finish DuckTales. I'm going to get that done so I can put that one on the list of tick." So DuckTales has been the main one. A little bit of Legos Avengers when the Spiderman pack came out on last Tuesday. Alice and Infinity on Friday. Got Kingdom Hearts Remix 1 and 2 come through on the PS3. So I managed to basically catch up to where I was on Kingdom Hearts 1. So I spent about 2-3 hours playing Kingdom Hearts, the original, like the final mix version, to try and get back to where I was. Haven't even jumped into the other Kingdom Hearts one. I kind of feel like, if I start jumping around between all the remix versions, I'm not going to get any of them done. So I kind of feel like my prime objective is complete 1 and 2 before 2.8 comes out. My prime.
Yeah. I haven't touched the remixes, and I never will. I think 1 and 2 were perfect the way they were, and I will continue the 3 after it's out, hopefully this decade. So
yeah, I must admit, you see, having played the original PS2 version for a few weeks, and then putting the remix version down, you can really tell the difference in terms of visually how well it looks, much crisper, much cleaner. And the best thing of all, they introduced a skip scene segment. So I was able to crunch through what took me 4 hours on the PS2. I got through in 50 minutes on the PS3 version. Obviously, I knew where a few things were, but being able to cut all the scenes and like being able to take out the boss without having to keep replaying as like, the scenes cut really did make a difference for trying to catch up. Obviously, playing after I got to a new point, I wanted to watch the cutscenes, but yeah. So then definitely, I feel like I'm in a Kingdom Hearts zone for this year because I really feel like because I missed it the first time around, I feel like I've got a lot of catching up to. I mean, I know I've got no chance of playing through all of the remix, the other games before 2.8 comes out, but 1 and 2 are my prime. I must admit, once I kind of got to like the Alice in Wonderland thing, I really felt like the game started opening up to becoming a lot more Disney.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah, so that's been those have been kind of my main games. I started messing. I was playing Marvel Heroes the other night as well. Even Marvel Future Fight, I started playing about with that one afternoon at my in-laws. I was playing around with that one. Thought that was a bit of fun.
Cool.
Marvel, yeah. Yeah, there's so much stuff out there. I did find like I think Magic Kingdoms is kind of one of those games I've not really I tried it, but it wasn't for me.
Yeah, no, it's not for everybody. See, like you were saying, a game you can just pick up and finish if you don't have that much time. That's exactly why I like this, because I can just pick up, play a few minutes, and then come back to it later. I don't need to constantly be on it at all times. So. Yeah,
my iPad is absolutely bulging with games at the minute. I've just got so many. I think I've got like 15 Disney games currently installed on my iPad. It keeps warning at me, going, "It's full. Stop trying to put things on there." It doesn't help with like Kingdom Hearts and Future Fighter, like a gig each. It's like taking up a lot of space. It's like which ones am I actually going to be playing here? Got too many on the go.
As long as it's not like Infinity, where it just you can't have an iPad anymore. It's just a game console.
Yeah, was it 2.0 where it was like 8 gig? It was like my entire. Do you want to play anything else? No, you can't. You are playing Infinity, and that is all you're allowed.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that pretty much is going to wrap up there. Just a bit of housekeeping before we close off the Infinity and Beyond podcast. As per usual, check out Ethan over at sortouts.com and Magic Band Collectors, and you find out loads of information there on his stuff and also our other patrons as well, which you can join to and you can help support the show. You can also find our Infinity and Beyond Facebook group for discussing all things Disney, Marvel, and Star Wars video game related. And you can also find us over at DisKingdom.com. And you can check us out on Twitter as well. Abe Jr. 22, and at me, DisKingdom or Rog Palmer UK, depending which one you want to do. But yeah, no, been a good week. It's like I said, we know over the last couple of weeks we have been making some changes to the show. You've obviously noticed this week a little bit more discussion about other video games, and because we love playing video games. Abe's doing that right now.
No, I'm honestly trying to see if there's any more news if we've missed anything, but you're good.
No, I'm good. Yeah. So on that note, thank you very much for watching, and we shall see you guys in the next episode. So to Infinity and Beyond.
Hey man, those magic bands are awesome. They have some new ones.
Yes, I did actually speak to Ethan as well this week, so you want to check out that podcast as well. Anyway, guys.